The Microsoft Surface Pro X is an undoubtedly stellar looking and feeling device. It simply trims and rounds out the classic yet dated Surface Pro design, bringing down its thinness and weight even further. Now, before we go on, let me address the big elephant in the room here. The Surface Pro X isn't for everyone, and in fact no single machine is right for everyone. Yet, many reviewers are knocking the Surface Pro X like there is no tomorrow. And let me quote some responses I have come across. All told, we find the Surface Pro X hard to recommend for most people. It is a computer built for a world that doesn't exist. The Surface Pro X will go down in history alongside Microsoft Bob and Clippy as one of the worst mistakes it has ever made. I expect it will be quietly discontinued in a year or so. Most people will be better served by a Chromebook. Well, now that is certainly more than debatable. Anyway, you get my drift here, right? In principle, I totally understand where this is all coming from. Some of the fundamentals are based on the ARM architecture, Microsoft's first ever original processor, the SQ1, which it co-developed with Qualcomm. But hey, not really many people look into that one question only. What is the use case for the Surface Pro X and who is it really for? Spoiler alert, it's not for gamers or video editors. Anyone who is familiar with Microsoft as a company knows that their mission is productivity increase. In fact, according to Forrester, Microsoft leads as collaboration provider worldwide. They even conducted a 4-day week experiment at Microsoft Japan. And you know what? As a result of this, Microsoft Japan said sales had been boosted by nearly 40% when staff worked a 4-day week on full pay. Amazing. Personally, I think that we all get tunnel vision by certain expectations, like hardware, right? We focus on what is not available, like certain applications that do not run on the Surface Pro X architecture, which in parts I really get. However, I will skip the technical explanation for now. But what is the point of having an ARM processor over a traditional Intel processor, and why would anyone choose an ARM-based Windows computer in the first place? Well, the first benefit is that it allows this device to be much thinner and lighter than even a low-power Y-series Intel chip would likely to allow. It is actually thinner than my iPhone 11 Pro. The second is that it is much easier to integrate LTE. As a matter of fact, it has Gigabit LTE, which is an advanced form of LTE. It is named so because the connection speed peaks at 1 gigabit per second. In other words, it is really fast. The third and most common reason to get an ARM Windows computer is obviously battery life. Microsoft claims 13 hours of modest use, and we got close to that. We got to 11, sometimes 12 hours really modest use and 7 hours heavy use with no portion of downtime. With the included 65-watt adapter, I went from around 5% to 55% battery life in just 30 minutes, and that's pretty cool. You only get those speeds though when charging with the included Surface Pro X adapter. Charging via USB-C is also not a problem. As far as ports go, it is a big change from the usual selection on Surface PCs. On the left-hand side, there are 2 USB Type-C ports. And if you are worried about the lack of Thunderbolt 3, then you simply have to get over that. The USB-C port can handle external monitors fine, as well as other accessories. If you are disappointed about the inability to plug in an external GPU due to the lack of Thunderbolt 3 support, the included drivers would most likely not be able to handle this anyway. On the other side of the Surface Pro X, you have a power button and a Surface Connect port. You will not find a 3.5mm headphone jack on this device, but Bluetooth performance with headphones is really fine. I had no issues using AirPods. And the Pixel Sense touchscreen looks really crisp. It's 2800 by 1920 pixels, which means it maintains a classic 3:2 aspect ratio, and Microsoft has established that on many of its devices. It maxes out at 450 nits, which is actually pretty bright. Audio, on the other hand, was a little underwhelming, with voices a little tinny, but if you are looking for rich, rounded audio sound, you'll need to hook up your own earphones. There are 2 keyboard options. There is the traditional $139.99 Surface keyboard and the so-called signature keyboard, which comes bundled with the new slim Surface Pen for $269.99. The signature keyboard is really crafty because the little flap that folds up to magnetically attach to the screen for stability has a slot for the new slim pen Microsoft makes. The pen magnetically snaps into place and starts charging immediately, which is really clever. Searching your bag for a lost stylus is now history. As for the trackpad below the keyboard, it was also responsive and smooth, though as with most type covers, I wish the touchpad were bigger. My favorite thing about the Surface Pro X is the Gigabit Lte connection. I used the T-Mobile SIM card and had the most portable, sleekest, always on Windows machine with me at all times. It is a beautiful piece of hardware that shows Microsoft has excellent engineering capabilities. It is a fantastic experience with the wonderful keyboard combined with a speedy LTE connection on the go and a spacious screen. It just makes it a delight to work on documents wherever you are. So, who is this device for? Well, the Microsoft Surface Pro X is designed for mobile workers who spend most of their days using a web browser or productivity apps. It is not designed for video editing, neither for gamers. This is where I see the biggest challenge for most of the reviews. As much as we all love YouTube, when it comes to tech reviews, it is mostly seen from a consumer/prosumer angle rather than something else. It is also not a Surface Pro 7 replacement, but it is the future of the Surface Pro lineup. No doubt, once Microsoft fixes the compatibility issues for certain applications, it will even appeal to a much bigger market. And you know what? At the end of the day, you have to decide if you are willing to pay around $1,200, which include a keyboard and pen for the Surface Pro X. Personally, I have, and I don't regret it at all. Guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about the Surface Pro X? Is it really as bad as other reviewers say? I really like it. I enjoy the device day in, day out. Jens here from All Star Space. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Peace out.